Hi, Dr. Heidi Grant here with another episode of 3 Things to Do. Before we go any further, please hit that like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We also love to hear comments about what you think of the different videos and hear people ask questions about what they'd like to see in other videos. So please do comment on the video or ask a question if there's anything you'd like to know or hear about in a future episode. So today's topic is working virtually. Back in the beginning days of the pandemic, I know for me, for a lot of people, it actually felt kind of nice to be able to work from home. There seemed to be a lot of advantages. Nobody really enjoys their commute. It was nice to be able to kind of roll out of bed, still in your pajamas, and take those calls. But what we're finding more and more as we work in either fully virtually or in hybrid ways, even now, this far into the pandemic, a lot of people are really struggling. They're finding that it's actually kind of difficult to feel good working virtually. So today is about giving you 3 science-based tips to help you thrive while working virtually, to help you kind of restore some of that good feeling. The first tip, and you may not like this one, but it is actually really important. The first tip is to get dressed. I don't mean put clothes on, I mean put your work clothes on. Put things that you would actually wear outside the house on your body while you are working. It turns out there's a lot of research that shows that we're affected in profound and largely unconscious ways by what we look like, whether or not we've bothered to do our hair, put on a little makeup if that's something you would normally do to go outside the house, wear actual clothes, real pants, even perhaps shoes, the things that you would normally wear in your day-to-day. You want to actually dress for work even when you're at home as if you were going to work, because psychologically it can make us feel more powerful, it can make us feel more secure and confident to be wearing the kind of clothes we'd like people to actually see us in. And when we see ourselves in the mirror, we want to like what we see. Even if you don't have to get dressed, it's a good idea to do it. The second tip for thriving while working virtually is to make sure that you're setting up break time in between your meetings. One of the things that I've seen happen for a lot of people is that now that they're working from home, they don't have those natural breaks that they would have had in the office. Back in the day when we would all be in the office, in between meetings, sometimes we would, run to get coffee with another colleague or stop and have a casual conversation just to catch up. And those little moments of sort of simple human interaction that are inherently enjoyable are actually really important. They help us put gas back in the tank. They help restore our energy throughout the day. You really can't just sit in meeting after meeting after meeting, never getting up from your desk and feel good. So it's important, even though you're working from home, to put in those break times for you to get up, walk around, perhaps take a short walk, look outside, just do something you enjoy so that it isn't just work all day long. And the third thing to do to thrive virtually, and this is probably the most important one, is to set and keep boundaries. There used to be a natural boundary when it came to working. You would commute into work and you would commute home. So your workday began when you got off the train or out of your car, and it ended when you came back home again. Now, because many of us are working from home, that line has blurred. So we feel like there's really no excuse to not be working mostly all the time. We're answering emails late at night. We're sending emails super early in the morning. And that's actually kind of collectively exhausting all of us. You really need to have a start and end time to your day. You really need to block time for the things that you need to do. So you want to be really explicit, and I've talked about this in other episodes, setting boundaries for yourself, communicating those boundaries to the people who need to know them, and then really importantly, holding the boundary, right? If you're going to set a boundary and then the first time someone asks you to meet after hours, you go ahead and say yes, that's not a boundary, right? And boundaries are going to be really, really important for us to maintain work-life balance while actually trying to do both things from the same place. So those 3 tips again for how to thrive while working virtually are: first, get dressed. Try to look the way you would look outside the house, and that's going to make you feel better inside the house. The second thing to do is to make sure that you are taking time in between meetings, creating those breaks that you would have had naturally in the office, even when you're at home. And the third thing to do is, again, to set and hold on to boundaries. Have a specific time when you start work in the day, a specific time when you end work in the day, and block out those times that you need to create that work-life balance in your life that, frankly, we could all use a little bit more of. Thanks so much for tuning in again to 3 Things to Do. Again, hit that like button if you haven't already, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and see you again next time.